can go for now.
I will commentate the Tetris without being able to see the Tetris.
Well,
oh my god, I hope they get a line piece.
Well, you don't have to see the thing. Like, what I switched over to was the high stream. Or the high stream. Shh! You're supposed to be playing Tetris, not criticizing my commentary, okay? High stream, yes. Sorry, the high score. And this is not even the right one, because this is Mr. Do. We're talking. There we go! Yeah. Okay, now it's the Tetris, okay?
Alright, so we are in the right place, because this is about the level of technical difficulty we're used to from Dave's stream. So again, this is how you know this is genuine.
Yes. But you can see down at the very bottom, beneath me, by the way, is Walranium. You had 100.
I'm ahead of 3 other people somehow.
Yeah,
hold on, I'm ahead of 3 other people.
Exactly. Screw you, Gunstar Heroes and Birdman and Combustible Dan. Walranium is way higher than you guys.
Not last.
Nope.
That's all I'm shooting for.
Not last is right. Not last, exactly. I've been sucking more than Dave. As I feel, well, let's talk about that.
This score was like 2 hours of me playing Tetris. I'm A, not good at Tetris, and B, didn't really put a ton of time into this, so if I put more time, I can probably beat Dave's score.
I mean, realistically, this was a month of me playing Tetris. It was a lot harder. I'm glad that you got this score in 2 hours. Walranium. Showboater extraordinaire.
It happens.
But yeah, so that's kind of where we are. Jish is participating. He had 634,000 last month, which is ridiculous. Aries finished the month at 500,000, but like literally just yesterday he posted 610,000. He's the one that we're waiting for. I don't know if he is around, so I can always add him in after, but if he is AWOL, then that's okay. And then Mike did really good. That's MacGyver. He finished with 154,000, and in particular, he never played Tetris before that last month. So he did, I think, particularly well. Even 100,000 when you haven't played Tetris is actually pretty tricky to get. Like, I struggled, and I don't know if it was just a me struggle. It probably was, but at the same time, like, a lot goes into it. It's hard.
Tetris is surprisingly difficult to get really good scores at.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I didn't find the building so hard to learn. It was more so recovery was impossible. Like, as soon as you make one mistake, it's basically over, so.
I swear, I had entire games where I, like, probably cleared 100-something lines, but only had, like, 50,000. Because almost the entire thing was me trying to just stay alive after I fucked something up.
Yeah, but then if you don't get like those Tetrises, you end up with scores of like 30,000. It's like, well, we just burned like 130 lines. That was great.
Yeah, I did have, I think it was a row 8 Tetris. Someone told, I didn't know what even row it was because I was in survival mode. I had a row 8 Tetris in one of my games. If that's how bad things were going.
I mean, probably as horrible on my side too. So Aries is still kind of AWOL. Still not sure where he is, but that's okay. I can, as I said, add him in if he ends up being around.
Aries just giving everybody else a head start.
Yes, he's just gonna come in and sweep everybody with like 10 minutes left. So I guess just let us know. We're actually not going to use the source audio for Tetris, so we'll just have this playlist on in the background which I swap over. So let me know if the audio is okay already, because otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit awkward. But what's up, Gaseous? And everybody else. Can you hear me, particular Mike and Jish? Do you have like the stream up in particular? Okay, cool. Also can hear. And the audio is leveled well. That is all great news. That's like the best news I've had in 3 lines in forever. Thank you guys. So I guess if everybody can just like reset so the top score goes away, I guess like power on, power off or whatever, and then we can start. So I'll add Aries if he does come in. If not, I guess Aries is missing, which is okay. Nope, you don't have to listen at all. You can mute away. I get that. So I'll have a timer on
Totally get not wanting to listen to Dave while playing.
Yeah.
I 100% understand this decision.
Kat doesn't get an option. She's like literally right beside me. She has to hear all my shit. I know. But yeah, I'll have a timer on screen so you guys can see where you are timing wise. Sure. Yeah, we can start. I can switch over. So just make sure. I think you have to power on and off, not reset.
No.
Really?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Do you still have a high score? You do, yes. Okay, so when you guys all start, okay, Jish. I guess if you want to get rid of your event starting at 2 p.m., I can't change that on my side, Jish, but then everybody is good to go. Thank you. And then, yeah, once you guys are all starting, I guess I'll just run the timer and then we can go from there. So feel free to start whenever. And I will retroactively add everybody's high score as they continue to get high scores. So feel free to start when you want.
Well, no, you need to give a 3, 2, 1 start, because otherwise one of us does not start.
Because it's all out of sync anyway, so I'll just start when everyone starts. But we'll officially start it then. 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'll switch around a couple things for you all, and then otherwise I'm good to go. So you should still be able to see stuff if I go like this, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Awesome. So then second, I will just switch these 2 scores around because Aries is slightly missing. And then third, we're good to go. So now tell us about Tetris.
Tetris. Oh shit, I don't have the Wikipedia page up. I was gonna just read the wiki page. Tetris is a game for the Nintendo Actually, probably say Famicom. Hold on, does Wikipedia tell me Famicom or NES?
That's a good question. So the way that the leaderboard will work, that I set it up, is on death. We can adjust everybody's scores. So it'll be like in real time, it'll be dynamic. I guess while Rainy will see it slightly faster because he's getting to see it quickly. Everybody else will see it in like a minute. Not a minute, sorry, like a second.
That's the whole reason for agreeing to commentate, is just so I can get like a split-second sooner view of everything. I just want to feel ahead.
I don't even know how to even begin talking about Tetris. Like, Tetris is really, really, really hard.
Tetris is the game. You stack some blocks, clear some lines. Clearing 4 lines at a time is a Tetris. And the score you get for clearing lines is based on the speed. And so you'll see, like, let's see, Kat and Jish are starting at level 18. This means that they can start racking up higher scores sooner, assuming they play well. Every 10 lines ups the level based on starting at level 0. So at level 18, it doesn't up the speed until there'll be 180 lines cleared?
I think it was 130. But I could be completely wrong with that, because I remember them talking about it in the Discord, where I think you get like 130 lines to clear it, and then after that, every 10 levels, it adds over and over and over, so like it increases the speed rather.
So there's really kind of two strategies for something like this. One would be the one we see MacGyver doing with starting at level 6 so that they can play they have a little bit more time to make the hopefully right move. But they're going to get less score, whereas the other two are going for the super high score strats.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a strategical advantage over that, other than maybe it gives you like more time to think, obviously. But
yeah, I think it would just be personal skill level would, like I could not start at level 18. I am bad at Tetris.
The same.
I'd be like, all right, so I got 7 points, and that's just because I held down.
No, I have the same problem for sure. Like, I'm just not good at it. But there's a huge increase, like, even between 18 and 19. I wish I had, like, the frames on data, whatever, sorry, on hand. Because actually Aries, speaking of Aries, he was the one that kind of talked about that, and he posted that in the Discord originally. Where, I think as it's following or something, level 19, you start to have, like, 3 frames or something as the piece falls to the bottom. It's actually pretty crazy how quick it gets. But the reaction time to kind of deal with that is like non-existent, so you really need to kind of figure it out. And it's even weirder too now because people do like level 29 stuff, like level 28, and it's like you're a god actually. Like
I still don't understand. I still don't understand rolling, which is isn't that the name for the movement technique they use now to be able to do level like 29 and shit like that?
It is, yeah. Rolling and like hyper tapping, so it's just utterly obscene what they can do. So Jish is actually still in his first life. Same with Mike MacGyver. And
yeah, no, Jish is doing reasonably
we cursed
well.
it.
Okay. Well, sorry, Jish. did not mean to actually look at your screen, which meant you were going to fail, but
Yes. But yeah, Jish, that was a very formidable, I think, like first attempt, 315,000. So there you go.
well, that's very, very good. I mean, okay, both of them have already beaten me, both Kat and Jish.
Yeah, same. Just immediately beaten.
Like, automatically, they have topped our high score.
That's why we're
Terrific.
commentating. Number 14th and 16th or whatever it was. So.
Yes. I mean, this is just like real sports, where the commentators tend to be... They weren't the best players in the world, normally, if they're a former player commentating.
Yo. Shout out to Don Cherry. That's like... That's 100% true. Like... Oh man.
I've listened to some good players try to be announcers. They actually kind of suck sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, just take another.
At least in baseball, that's how it happens.
So, I am very curious if Mike will end up beating his previous score, I guess, from this last month, or if anyone actually will. You won't? Okay. Kat says she won't. But other people, I'm curious.
Not.
It's a very interesting building strategy from MacGyver here.
Yeah, I know. the fourth open line there. I don't know if he wants that well to be open, or...
What the fuck did you just do?
Oh? Gonna get a Tetris from it.
There you
Like the weirdest Tetris I've ever seen.
go. You'll enter point farming. Level 19 is crazy. But welcome on in. So... Wait, you might see something for a second while you're in. Okay. And you should be okay now.
If I see something, you mean I will not see anything for a second.
Yes. Check one thing. I'm curious again if Aries will show up, but maybe not. So that's okay. But I was just double checking to see I didn't miss any pings or anything like that. So
Missed everything, Dave.
I'm sorry. So Mike still on his first life here. Yeah, I know that's like he's like the little engine that could.
It's a very slow, deliberate attempt going here. It's very interesting to watch, like, their strat versus the strats that both Kat and Jish are using.
Well, it's also worth noting too because like this was for like that little arcade thing that we had going on, and everybody played like Tetris for a month. But this is actually the first time that people would be able to see what the other people were playing like, because the way that we have it like set up in the Discord, it's all offline. It's like you never have to stream anything, and you just like post little pictures and whatever of your high scores. So I would have no idea that people played like this, but it's kind of like generally accepted to have a well on the right side open. That's kind of like what the pros do, or at least they try to do. And you always want like basically like one right side open for that line piece to get it whenever you get it. But Mike,
yeah, and I think they build on the right because it starts a little off center, right?
Yes.
Like it's easier to move it over to the right than to the left.
I believe so. Yeah, I think you get like one less movement or something like that. So I guess logically speaking, it's better to go with the right. But Mike clearly adhering to none of that. He just builds wherever he wants to build. He's got wells on the left side, he's got wells on the right side, he's got wells everywhere. You know, like that Oprah meme where it's like, here's a car, there's a car, it's like a car for everybody. That's Mike with wells, just wells for everybody. What's up, Andrews? So interestingly, the first two high scores, 215,000 and then 124,000, are supposedly unbeatable by both Kat and Jish so far. That was their best immediately. It was kind of silly that they immediately died, and then apparently they cannot top that. So.
What was my high score again? I think MacGyver's about to beat it, if they haven't already. Mine was around here.
I can pull that up. You had 407. Silence.
407?
No, you had a little bit higher. You had 104,336 apparently.
Oh! So he did beat me.
He did. GG, Mike. He beat you by like 1,000 and a bit. Andrews is here for the wells. Have you ever played Tetris, Andrews?
You should join in. And if you've never played Tetris, you should especially join in.
Yes, like right now.
Anyone to make Dave and me look better.
See, this is kind of like in a smaller community because like we're all speedrunning for the most part. And somebody that raided a long time, well, not a long time ago, sorry, it just happened a couple of days ago. He raided me, was Becco. And he, in my opinion, might be one of the most like god-like, literally people ever to speedrun. And he told me he could not play Tetris at all. And I was like, that's amazing. So I would actually like to see, you know, like good speedrunners try out Tetris just to see where they are kind of like on the point spectrum.
It seems to me Tetris would use a very different set of skills than... I sound like I'm quoting Taken, but I'm not. But it does need a specific set of skills that is different than, I think, standard speedrunning.
For sure, yeah. Like, there's nothing in terms of like a speedrunning sense to transfer to Tetris to me. There's like zero. I'm just like learning to walk all over again. So Jish on a pretty decent pace so far again. He has not made any, I think for the most part, really horrible mistakes, keeping again kind of like that right side open. So I wonder if Mike has ever pushed down in his life.
I don't know.
Oh no, he just did.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's
Okay, I guess
not very often, but it apparently does occasionally. I'm not 100% sure on that placement right there.
Yeah, I guess when he feels
The standing it up in the middle. Okay. Okay.
I think
I understand not pressing down much when you're on level 18 because you don't need to.
Yeah.
But
see, actually, Kat just did that where she's like burning lions against the wall. I had probably the hardest time doing that in this last month. Just like creating extra lions on the wall while burning specific pieces, kind of like the T piece or like the one piece thing, without ruining everything I'm doing.
yeah, I don't see any of that kind of stuff organically. I think the T piece I started to see how I could use it sometimes, but not always.
Same. And see, Jish, this just shows like the weirdness, because Jish was like building perfectly. He literally just beat his high score. And then he made that one error, so now he's got a bunch of like weird space at the bottom and he needs to deal with. Like, literally the Tetris after that he got, he misplayed a piece and then he's now recovering for like 8 burn lines now.
Yeah, this is, ooh. Kind of ugly setup. Well, okay, no, that one was... Just build for a Tetris now, okay, or not. You can see I'm not a pro as I'm looking at stuff telling them, they should do this! They immediately do something completely different and it works out so much better for them. Wow. Is it too late to bet on this, and is it too late to put money on Jish?
No. I am all about crooked event holding and improperly placed bets.
Well, we know that. You win almost every tournament you put on. Like, we're aware these are rigged, Dave.
Absolutely, yes.
Why he's not participating in this. He'd be like, I can only get 100k, suddenly this gets 800k out of nowhere for the event. We have no clue how.
I did that the other day. I was actually trying to stream like the very final day in August, or July, sorry. And I think I had like 98,000 or something as my high score. And I was like, oh, I'll try again. And then Kat came home. She was just playing. All of a sudden, it was like 300,000. It's like, I wish, but... So we have Jish. Actually, there you go. He beat his other high score.
Yeah, just improved by, what was that, 50,000?
About that, yeah.
Good.
So we have 368 by Jish, 161 by Kat. Mike doing good. Like, honestly, again, he really didn't play Tetris before this last month, so he's got 105,000 right now, which I feel is a pretty strong showing immediately. You know, anything over 100,000 was not free, in my opinion, to get, at least being absolutely new to the game as well.
It's not. I'll back you up on that one.
Yeah.
Someone else who struggles to get 100,000. It is not free.
No. So, very strong showing from Mike already. It'd be cool to see if Mike could beat his previous, like, monthly score, which is about 150.
I thought he was maybe going to on that first attempt, but then it just kind of fell apart on him, but... He seemed to be heading in that direction, so...
So one thing I don't know is on level... Because he's starting on level 6, I don't know how that changes, like, the lions and stuff like that before it starts speeding up.
I think it's after either 60 or 70 lines cleared it'll change.
Yeah, maybe
I really think
like,
it's every 10.
I think it's like X times 10, I think you're right.
Yeah. It'd be like, you know, if you start at level 0, you do 10, you move level 1, do 10 more, you move to level 2. But if you start at level 6, it doesn't move up until you get to the number of lines it would have taken to move up to that next level. So I think it's like, I think it's like 108, I wanted to say it was 180 lines for level 18 to move to 19.
Is it 180 lines for level 18 to 19 or 130? It's only 130, right? When you have to like burn those lines, it's I think it's 130. Because I was watching Kat and she would do that a lot, where she would get to 130 and then if you start on level 18, it's 130 still. But apparently it's 130, yeah. Because I would like literally watch.
So why does it change kind of the methodology then there?
In what way?
That normally it'd be every 10 would move your level, which then level 19 would presumably be after 180
I have
or
no
90
idea.
levels.
I just remember seeing her. She would get like 130 and it would switch to 19, and then the speed increases like crazy. But I have no idea why you get shafted. I guess like 50 extra lines. Currently, yes, Stone Monkey. Just putting on a pretty decent clinic. You playing this, Stone Monkey? Are you a Tetris person? I don't think I've ever seen or heard you mention Tetris once. So, my guess is probably no. When is the Hatcher score attack? That's a good question.
Apparently, I'm looking this up now because now I'm super curious. According to the Tetris fandom wiki, so it's a 100% reputable source, level 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 all start moving levels again after 100 lines. It just, for some reason, it's at every 10 up to starting level 9. It's static. At level 16, it starts going back up again, so level 18 is 130. It keeps going like that till level 25 needs 200. And then it just stays at 200. It's so weird.
I would have not known that. So. So there you go. Cat's on pace to... Well, okay. Sorry, we're not apparently supposed to talk about her.
I mean,
we'll say
you saw what happened when we talked about Jish, right?
just
like, oh man, Jish is doing and Jish is dead.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I was gonna talk about Jish immediately after. She's like, shh, Jish died. So we won't point out any. Look, we want to talk about Mike right now. You think he's gonna get out of this situation?
I don't know.
Well,
it's a sticky situation there.
He cleared 3 bars. He's gonna survive.
A chance.
Yeah, there you go. So,
okay.
Regardless, Cat's on the PB pace right now. So she's currently beating her previous. Very much by almost 100,000 or more. So that's doing pretty good. Mike, I'm questioning his engineering skills right now.
I mean, there. Oh, what? That's actually that's not bad. Really needs a beam right now.
He's got that one extra space. Let's see that one extra space.
Or oh, and he block. Oh.
So I think like one thing that's really easy to like not talk about is kind of like the whole recovery process, because as soon as you have to burn, you know, like 10 lines or even 20 lines or whatever to kind of get back on track and create a well that makes sense again, that's a lot less points than you would normally get is if you just built clean the entire time, the entire way. And that's, yeah, like that's actually pretty tricky, because as you said, kind of like before we started going live and talking, it's legit. Like you can accidentally, if you're not careful, spend an entire match recovering, and then all of a sudden you just don't have anywhere near whatever the amount of points. Like if you burn the entire match just recovering, you might finish something with, I don't even know what, but very low. Like for comparison, even if I got like some Tetrises, and I'm not great, obviously, I would get probably close to just over 100,000 or 100,000, getting some Tetrises and then burning. But like if I burn the entire time, like your score is like 20,000 or 30,000 in comparison, so you miss out on a lot.
Yeah. Well, like kind of we see that MacGyver's at like only not even 50,000. They've already started moving levels up again because they spent so much time at the top having to burn, and I don't remember last time I saw them get a Tetris.
Yeah. No, that's probably pretty wise too, because at some point when you start getting speed, like the speed really does increase, and a lot of the people are saying both like 18 to 19 is just a huge jump. Like it gets uncomfortably fast.
Yep.
And then
It's probably the same as like I found the jump between 8 to 9 to be like an exponential increase. Why are you blocking? Oh.
So Cat with a really decent game there, only 10,000 behind Jish now. Even less actually. That was pretty close to Jish's previous best.
Yeah. She heard I was considering putting money on Jish and wants to make me
Yeah, you're gonna suddenly bet on
let
Cat
that
now?
one out.
Cat says save your money. I mean, you know what? We have like the broadcaster privilege, so you could bet on Cat, and I could black out Jish's stream and MacGyver's stream, so they have no more high scores. And there you go.
We're taking the collusion to a whole nother level now. All right.
Yes.
All right.
We'll just split the money afterwards. It'll be no one will suspect a thing. We'll just have a technical problem right now with Jish and Mike's stream. Like, sorry.
As soon as he got to level 9, I noticed everything just kind of started falling apart here for... Like... The speed increase from 8 to 9 is just huge.
The people that didn't really play Tetris before this last month, so obviously Mike was included in that, literally said that too. Like, probably after level 10, that's when it started getting a little bit tricky for speed and stuff for them. I started originally, I guess technically at like level 8 and 9, I swapped between both. And at the end of the month, I was comfortable with maybe 13, not immediately dying, but like as soon as it started going up, it got pretty hard also, I think, for at least me.
Yeah, when I was playing, I did a lot of level 0 starts to get myself going, and I switched like level 5 starts, I think it was. I can probably handle... I feel like I could, with a little bit more practice, handle like a level 8 start, so like start just below that speed increase to give myself the most time to rack up points before the game decides to fuck me. But... And oh! I just looked over at Jish's score.
Yeah, he's close, yeah. I mean, technically he beat it, I guess, so... There you go. Nice candy cane formation. You wanna guess what Viaf and Culo means in Italy? Oh, just no. Okay. So 308,000.
It's because I said something. I'm sorry again, Jish.
There you go. So 383,052. So we gave just 3 million. That's not correct. There we go.
Jish just set a world record high score during Dave's arcade event.
Yes, that was incorrect. Oh, I think.
I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we're probably not seeing a million score today in the 1 hour.
No, but that was crazy. There was 2 people in that month. Yeah, just abandoning that. He's like, no way. Probably not worth playing that one out. But yeah, in the little month, there was just 2 casual people in the Discord that posted 1 million points, and I'm like, okay, like. Yeah.
And that is not easy to do.
Absolutely not, no. Ridiculous score. So I wonder if you feel any kind of pressure after you have a high score and trying to beat that high score in this kind of format. Do you feel pressure? No, okay, there's no pressure. So I can only assume there's no pressure also from Mike, and absolutely no pressure also from Jish. So it's another day in the park for them.
I think I would feel pressure.
Maybe once the clock starts running down, like, Jish again abandoning it. He's like, no. Whatever mess I created there, it's not worth cleaning up. I'll just...
Just trash.
Exactly.
That's the kind of thing, as the high score gets higher, and considering it's a high score event, you would start abandoning probably sooner, because you would know, it's like, the chance of me beating my high score if I've burned that many lines is pretty low.
For sure, yeah. Like, at some point, there's like a time investment where you're just like, no, you can't do it anywhere. And it's very wise to get rid of bad attempts, but it just makes me laugh on paper. Like, I had a book a long time ago when I was a kid, and it was like a Berenstain Bears book. And there was a picture of somebody, it was like a bad bear, and he was dumping a bunch of like environmental pollution into a lake and just leaving it there. And that's Jish. He's just like, no. He's like, I'm not gonna clean it up. This isn't my mess. Like, immediately resetting during some of these attempts. Like, no.
The America strat. Okay. I can say that. I'm American.
I can laugh.
We've got international commentary here. America and Canada.
Exactly.
That's international, right?
Absolutely, yes. I can laugh because I'm a Canadian. You can say it because you're an American. It's not racist that way. Everyone's having fun. That's how it works, right? So there you go, look at that. Not trying to curse anything, but Cat's on a very good pace again.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm sorry, I gotta point this stuff out.
You know, I can't always tell what she is saying, but
Well, she literally said, oh my god. She's like, see? I'm like, I'm sorry, we cursed it, maybe. But yeah.
Job, Dave.
Interesting to see though, because like Jish set a really decent high score there. In the last 3 he reset, so...
Just feeling the pressure.
Maybe, yeah. This is the 4th reset there, so... But not to repeat myself, but I really feel like the hardest part of Tetris was literally dealing with the mistakes. Like, it's not easy for sure.
The mistakes, and when it just decides to give you like nothing that works with how your board is set up. Sometimes it's not even necessarily a mistake, but it's burning out when it gives you just a bunch of L pieces in the row when you have nowhere to put them.
Yes, there's like sometimes, and that's actually something to mention too, is all the pieces are RNG. Because there are times where you literally get like 10 boxes or like 10 squares and like 12 pieces, and you're like, okay, like thanks game, like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. And there are 7 pieces, of which exactly 1 can actually complete a Tetris.
Yes. So, and like this too, like you recover kind of like Kat was just doing. It's kind of tricky in that situation. Because like you're getting lion pieces, but now you're dealing with this like mess right there. So very strong start to Jish immediately.
That is a new high score from Kat.
Yep. By about 20,000.
Still a little behind Jish though. We're gonna blame. Maybe Dave put money on Jish, and so whenever Kat gets high up, he's gonna mention her good score just so that she can mess up and he can win the money.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll just say that on my side. Like, Kat, put away that $20 bill right now. Like, this is not the time. We can talk about that collusion later. Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. So, Mike, I guess on pace. doing a little bit better than his previous high score.
I mean, 70,000 points with only 48 lines is actually pretty decent for what we've seen his scores be so far.
He's about 75% there. He's got a couple kind of funky things going on the right side and in the middle, which is going to get that a little bit difficult, but...
Yeah, there are a few funky things going on with his build right now. I don't think this is your traditional build.
We have a very deep well on the right side there that's just waiting for a line piece.
Oh, there we go. Going aggressive there.
Yeah.
I might have been tempted to try and clear something there.
Yeah, that might have been a little bit fatal.
Well, once you get too high up, there is kind of a you need to stop going for Tetrises to clean it a bit. Or just keep going for Tetrises and just pray you get the right... Wow. Is that a... No. Was there a hole in there? There was. Like, was that a Tetris that high up? No. I don't think it was.
Yeah, no, there is a hole in the wall there for sure. But I'm honestly surprised, like, from what it looked like... to what it looked like compared to how he survived and what it looks like now. Like, it's not completely horrible. It was pretty shaky there for a while, but...
You maybe just cursed him, because that looks kind of horrible now.
Yeah, it's getting there. Oh, it was a Tetris, okay.
Oh, it was? Okay, I didn't see the... Maybe it's just the capture of the stream or something. I'm used to a little bit more, like, the screen kind of flashes a little bit for a Tetris normally, but... I think that was a pretty good attempt.
It was. You know, like, he's consistently getting over half of his high score, so...
I think there might have been a little bit of aggression there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can't say too much. I know I have done that as well, where it's like, I'm just going to keep going for the Tetris, and it's just, if it can just give me, like, beams in a row, we're good. Okay, it didn't give me any. I'm dead. He's learning to push it down on the controller more. No, turn it. Turn it, please. Why would you not go for the... I do not quite know why he passed up a Tetris there. No, he wanted to slide the beam in there, but there are very few situations where you want to pass up a Tetris.
He had actually a pretty decent... Oh, there you go. I was going to say he had a decent build again there twice, because you could basically make 2 Tetrises, and he just did, so...
Yeah?
So I wonder what at point Jish is deciding to reset. It's actually only a 10,000 point differential between Jish and Cat, which is closer than I thought it was going to be.
It's very, very close.
Yeah, no, like Jish started off strong for sure, and still is strong for sure.
Yeah, deal.
But the strength came in the first couple of games so far.
Yeah, in this current game from Jish, I feel like they're burning a lot of lines here.
Yeah, not worth that one. Can't just say no to that one. And it's actually really interesting to watch Jish in particular, but I guess like both Cat kind of in the same vein, because you have like almost like these waves of perfection where everything is good. But then no. And yes.
No, Dr. Jules, we are not reading chat.
Yeah, no, Dr. Jules was... Okay, so there's a little bit of weirdness going on there. that Arcade Monthly channel is also our channel, but we're doing a restream on both. So this is my main channel, and the Arcade Monthly one is also restreaming, which normally we don't do. Yeah, we saw...
Shit, did I need 2 chats open? I only have yours open.
No, it's
How many
okay,
chats did I need open to do this?
yeah, no, okay, that's my fault. We don't usually restream. It's a little bit better on this channel because the arcade channel was made for kind of like score attacking, mainly offline stuff, so we don't usually do online things. But realistically, this channel has a bit of a better reach, so if I'm involving other people, I would probably like to use this channel. Whereas if I'm just going to score attack something like Tetris beside myself, then I don't mind using kind of like the newer channel for myself, right? No, we're not. These guys that are participating are pretty good.
Define educated.
Yeah. No.
I'm aware of what the game is.
You're talking to... So we did like this little monthly arcade challenge thing. So Tetris was July's last game. And Walranium, who is my co-host for commentary, finished I think like 14th out of 17th. And I finished something...
No, don't give the out of... We are two top 20 players in this event.
Yes.
I did not know the level change rules. I thought it just kept with the 10. I did not know that for some reason they changed the math for like 6. And I watched someone play Tetris somewhat regularly, and I blanked on the line thing because it all moves too fast. It's not like I ever play at this level. Do we know why it changes? That part I didn't get from the wiki necessarily, as to why
Probably because if the speed never changed, you could play infinitely.
No, but I mean the calculation on the change.
Okay.
It's the calculation on why, when you reach level 9 for like 10 straight levels, it doesn't increase the requirement for, I don't know. I assume linearity from my mathematical equations here, and yeah, I'm aware of who Jonas is. They're a former world champion who, if I remember correctly, passed away recently.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was like 7-time champion. So I wonder if it's easier to have kind of like an early game start, because I'm seeing this consistently from Jish, where like his beginning game is extremely strong, and then a little bit later on it gets a little bit more tricky.
I mean, it would seem to me that, at the beginning you can dictate the build a little bit better. But once you've built some stuff up, you're more at the mercy of what pieces you're given?
Maybe, yeah. I would imagine that's probably true. Like, you're relying a little bit more on luck for the pieces that need to fall. Because if you have, like, an open canvas, you can just kind of put everything everywhere, wherever you want it. But you have less options, obviously, the less that canvas is a thing. You haven't played Tetris in years. I mean, it was like that for me too in this little arcade thing. The last time I really played Tetris is when I was a kid, so...
You should have participated.
For like the actual score thing, not the speedrun thing. Because I did quote speedrun Tetris, but never played for score ever at any point in time. It was always 100 lines back then.
The other interesting thing is I'm sure the strategy for getting to 100 lines is completely different than going for score.
Hugely, yeah. Like, this was the first time that I ever played for score, and 100% I can say playing for score is infinitely more fun. Just burning 100 lines as fast as possible is not as fun as I think definitely speedrunning Tetris was. Or, sorry, like playing Tetris for score, rather. So Jish being pretty reset heavy there and picky, just not wanting to keep some of these things that keep happening. And Mike, literally with the Tetris there, On par unless something disastrously bad happens with a cursing commentary. To probably
Well,
beat his other
he's
top.
just guaranteed something disastrous is going to happen. That is literally how this has gone, Dave.
I know. Like, I don't want to say anything. He's like just fractions of points behind. Like, all he has to do is line up one more piece. And there you go. See, look, see, he beat his high score. See, everything's fine.
Hey!
Congratulations, Mike.
Their lead over my high score has grown. For today. I know their personal high score was still even higher than that.
See, all he has to do is beat 112,000, then he beats my high score. Or no, sorry, it's 115,000. But I was gonna say, everybody so far that has a score on the board can literally say that they've beat your high score. until Mike gets 115,000, you can't say that about him with me. Not everybody here is beating my high score.
Get it? Make Dave share in the misery here.
Just say it. That's a true statement. It's the cat on a clinic right now, doing extremely good. Has the new highest score. Just past 400,000. First 400,000 we've seen.
That's always rough when you've decided to burn a piece and then it gives you the beam.
Always annoying. Like, that happens consistently. And there you go. Mike has officially beat my high score. So everybody playing today
There we
has
go!
beat us.
Yes, we are officially worse than everyone participating in this event.
Yes, there you go.
I have some faith that if Ares had shown up, they would have also beat our high score.
Honestly, probably yes. So absolutely good showing there from Kat.
Wasn't Ares just slightly behind Jish for the monthly?
Yes, Jish finished with like 630,000, and then Ares technically finished the month with 500,000, but like literally a day ago posted a score of like 630,000. So Kat literally being pushed up to 471,000, and then Mike increasing there 131,000. 60 minutes left. It's yeah, already, yeah.
That is quite the jump too. Like,
yeah,
it's almost 100,000 above Jish's previous high there. So
yeah, actually, that is quite the jump for sure. Kat just deciding, probably the microphone picked that up. She's like, you know what? Fuck off. She's clearly deciding not to play that one.
Like, I'm just literally just gonna sit right now. It's just not even words.
GG Mike indeed. What's up, haha? So what do you guys think? Can Jish make a comeback?
Yes.
You know what? Can never stream at a random time where there's not some jerk ass on a motorbike that decides to fly by.
what was that? Was that the sound effect telling us that Jish needs to go fast to beat the high score?
Yeah, it was my soundboard for sure.
Just need to record one of the people doing that and then put it on a soundboard and do that with it.
While Radium is like, is that the sound effect for sorry, just to go fast? It's like yeah.
I tried to give you an out there, Dave.
I appreciate it, man. So Jish, honestly, really good pace right now. He's got 93 lines. He's technically got 378,000. So he's about to beat his high score. But the more important part is he hasn't burned too many lines so far, because he can go all the way up to 130.
a really pretty strong. I don't know if we should really say anything because last time we did this, we completely cursed Jish.
I mean, if ideal commentary worked, like, we'd be blindfolded and we wouldn't be talking about anybody at any point in time because everyone gets cursed immediately after you mention them. But
What's your commentator strategy? Well, I don't talk about the game,
yes,
and instead just talk about random other things, which does happen on occasion, but
nice recovery by Jish. Speaking of, again,
that was smooth.
yeah, I wouldn't say it was in like a perilous situation, but not a good situation. Still in a really he got that one last touch.
Ow!
He's still in a really awkward situation. Okay, there you go. Not as high anymore. And the triple. There you go.
That was good.
Yeah, that was actually. So it's actually really cool because I had no idea Jish played Tetris at all. I met him a long time ago through Super Mario RPG of all games. And the entire time that I watched him play and run Super Mario RPG, like, never ever mentioned anything about Tetris. And then all of a sudden, we just learned last month he's a god. So 493,000.
We have another leaderboard change. Almost halfway to a max out there.
Yeah, a very good showing by Jish there. At a time that was very relevant. Like, if you want to change a leaderboard, you should do it right now. Like, it was pretty well timed. So this is kind of funny. Like, just played this matchful game, and then starting off this match, like, this looks horribly ugly. Although he did actually recover, I think, a little bit there. But there was like a lot of open spaces.
They're getting really close to having burned too many lines, I feel like, though.
See, and I do wonder about that, like, in terms of context, too. Because, as Kat just said, like, sometimes it's not the player. Like, you just get really shitty pieces back to back to back. But at that point, like, do you reset in a situation like this? Because time is dwindling, or... Dwindling. Yes. Yeah, you don't like our English word for dwindling? Okay. Apparently that doesn't get the Italian seal of approval. Dwindling is cancelled.
The word dwindling does not?
No. She said, what an awful word. Like, okay.
English has got to have more awful words than dwindling.
Probably, yeah. I love how Mike's score right now is 51. Or 54.
Only points earned through pressing down. Hey, they're learning to press down more. See right here, they're pressing down a lot and resetting.
There you go. Yeah. We decided not to keep it. Jish with the buffer tactics.
And yes.
Apparently, I guess we're back now. But Jish, not suspiciously at all, buffering his connection right before possibly one of the last attempts.
And amazingly, he gets a max out.
Exactly. Now all of a sudden,
not pre-recorded at all.
Just yeah, not gonna finish this match for like 1.9 million. It's coincidence, I'm sure. We got about 10 minutes left, and it's gone by quicker than I thought it would.
Yes, you need to. I think Jish needs to compress the video he is showing right now so that it stops buffering so much.
So he's just waiting for that line piece. Like, there you go. Finally. So he kind of got screwed over twice there waiting.
That's one thing I did struggle with. Just as, I was telling MacGyver, like, hey, don't wait there, it would be something I would do, is knowing when to just start burning, like when is too long to wait for the line piece.
Honestly, yeah, I had the problems with that too. Because the more you wait, obviously the more it stacks up against you and the more awkward, like actually just what's happening with Jish too. Like you get like these weird columns of spaces and it's like almost unrecoverable, so.
Oh. Those were some awful pieces for what he had on the board there. Like that was... This is just ugly.
Yeah, like at this point, he's got a lot of faith in... Yeah, like there you go. Not anymore. Faith gone. Like, I'm gonna say, like, you have a lot of faith that somehow that's gonna turn around, but... There is a point you just have to pull the plug. And then a 940.
Thank you again, sweet.
Cool. That's my soundboard again, I'm sorry. That's probably...
Don't people know you're trying to stream?
I know, right? How dare you commute on a weekend? Like...
Who does that? Stay inside and play video games like the rest of us, come on.
Right? 100%. So, okay. I don't know what Jish's plan was there. It's interesting to see like how reset heavy Jish was, and then when he's actually choosing to reset, because there's like some truly awful Frankenstein things that he's doing over there with like how pieces look, and he's, you know what, like we're just gonna play it out, and then sometimes he's just immediately quick to reset.
It is kind of interesting considering that now that his high score is even higher, you'd think he'd be getting more reset happy?
Yeah, see, right there. Like, exactly like that.
Like, I was about to say, like, see, here, I would think he'd be thinking about resetting, and then he reset before I could sound smart.
Yeah,
so.
but, like, last game he had, like, this tower, it was, like, 3 stories high on the right side that looked horrible, and he's like, you know what, we'll play it out. And it's like, but why? How does this work? So, Mike
There's
has...
no way whatever the heck he's building is going to end, yeah.
I was gonna say, he has kind of the ability to go in that center, so I guess, like, absolutely optimal Tetris, you're supposed to have a center well. Or at least that's what I was told. Or maybe that's what they used to do, I'm not sure if it's still what they do. But supposedly that's slightly better.
Sorry.
Supposedly that's slightly better than, like, the right side well.
Interesting. I don't think I've seen it, but I don't, like, watch every Tetris runner, so I can't say for sure.
Is that
like most of what I've seen? Oh my god. Okay, never mind. I can't. I lost the ability to speak for a second. I'm sorry.
No worries. No, I was saying, is that true? Where you're supposed to have like a center well and like completely optimized Tetris, or is it only right side?
No, I think it's optimal to have it center. There's people that still play center.
So apparently there's
That's
people
what
that
I
still
heard
play
as
center, but I guess it's more an old school way of doing that. So maybe the right side well is the more optimal way overall. So we're at the 5-minute mark. That's...
We've got Mike trying here to... Oh man, yeah. It would not give him beam there. Like, that's something I haven't been paying attention to as closely as the piece distribution over on the left there. Like I'll see right now, like down to MacGyver, they've gotten that one L piece far more than any other piece. and they've gotten far fewer of the beams than anything else.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, like, I don't want to say it's, like, seeded, but, like, sometimes that happens where there's, like, a predominant piece, like, during an attempt. And
Yeah, I don't actually know how the RNG in Tetris, like, works. Like, is it... How RNG is it?
yeah, it's supposedly very RNG, but like the piece disbursement isn't completely horrible in the sense like you're only gonna get like L after L after L or whatever, so it's moderately fair most of the time. But definitely there's droughts that happen where you just don't see a certain piece for like 20 pieces in a row, and it's like, well, okay, like this wasn't meant to be.
Granted, the only one you... at least I feel like the only one you actually notice that happening is the beam if you're playing for score, because that's the one you're generally looking for specifically.
I think so, yeah.
Like, I don't notice if I get a drought for, like, an L piece.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty true actually too. I never really think like, man, I wish I had more L pieces. Like, so. So Mike actually did pretty decent. In terms of like his monthly highest score last month was 150 something thousand. So the fact that he finished possibly right now with 131 is, I feel that's again a pretty strong showing.
No, that's really good. Better than either of us could have done.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, no, exactly. Like, aim for Tetris is not just lines. 100% for sure.
Unless you're doing a 100-line speedrun, in which case you should probably aim for lines.
I guess it was both back then. Like, you don't want to burn lines because it's slower than Tetrises, but there is a point where after so many Tetrises, you just want to burn lines until you get 100, so... That was a thing.
So, are we doing this? And yes, I don't know the rules of what we're doing right now. When we hit the 0, they just kind of play out their current attempt?
Their last attempt, yeah.
Okay. So it's like you don't start a new attempt after the hour, but if you're in the middle of one, you can play it out.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely go check these guys out. Like, I'm shouting them out in the background here, but... Jish is extremely good at Tetris, but does a whole bunch of other things. Like, if you're new here, it's more of a speedrunning thing that we do. So he speedruns Super Mario RPG, which is always a fun watch in my opinion, but very good at Tetris. I don't think I've ever seen him play Tetris, but maybe after this he'll stream it more often. Kat is literally my girlfriend. She's extremely good at a bunch of different stuff, and she helps organize events for us. Mainly, obviously tomorrow, we're gonna hold that bigger NES event all day, so that'll be fun. But she does co-op Chip and Dale with me. She speedruns a lot of different puzzle games like Wario's Woods and Tetris Attack. And Mike, Mr. Dew champion of the previous arcade monthly challenge. He finished Mr. Dew highest. He actually just started streaming, so it's actually kind of cool to see him participate in little events and stuff. So he's, I guess you would classify more of a variety streamer. I don't think he does a lot of speedrunning or has a big interest in anything like that yet, but he does like score attack stuff. He joined Arcade Monthly's Mr. Dew, I guess like the first one. He finished with like 280,000. Second place was like 210,000 back then. So it was pretty good. And sorry, Lol. Do one thing here.
Or is just completely make it so I can't see things as the timer runs down to 0.
Yes. So there you go.
We interrupt the last 2 minutes of the Super Bowl. It's like the Heidi Bowl. Wasn't that like one of the first Super Bowls where they preempted the end to show Heidi?
I think
movie?
so, yeah. So, Jish, that was your final attempt. Good game, good sir. That was very good.
GG, Jish.
So he finished first place technically with 493,000, but Kat's on her last game. And Mike, if he can just pull a Hail Mary, it would be interesting.
Alright, yeah, level 6 start. Got it. Well, you know, hey, got a Tetris there. But watch him pull a rabbit out of his hat and end up winning this.
Yeah. We got faith in you, Mike. This is the million
Here we go.
one.
There is my prediction, so that if that actually happens, I can seem like a genius.
Oh man, Cat could snipe this. It's close, it's possible. That would be quite the finish. And then you know what? Mike could still snipe this after. Like
I mean, it would definitely be after, because the speed at which they are moving is not very fast.
Yeah, only 3 lines left until 19. Oh man. Ah, that was so close.
Oh.
Oh, very close.
New high score for Cat, but not quite enough to overtake Jish. That was amazing for that to be Cat's final attempt, though.
Yeah, that was almost sneak victory. So effectively, first place is 490, second is 470, unless Mike plays the game of his life.
Yeah.
Snatch it.
Remember, we've still got a lot of Tetris left.
We'll see how Mike's attempt does. But yeah, we'll shout out Mike too. Mike is a really friendly guy, so definitely go check him out too. He just has the worst name to spell on Twitch, I swear to God.
It's the name where I'm like, beforehand, like, you can pronounce it MacGyver, right? Like,
Yes, like it literally is, like, if you're Swedish, the way that you pronounce it is literally MacGyver in English. So it's 100% the same way, but as I said,
I need to take more Swedish lessons, I think.
yes. I mean, Kat says, oh, Mike, what with the pause strats, or what's... I don't...
Wondering.
Oh, yeah, okay, pause strats. But,
Are we cycling the RNG to get nothing but B?
There you go. You can't die in your final attempt if you just pause it. Like...
He's gonna pause and wait an hour so that you have to stay live for that long, Dave.
That's okay. But Kat also says GG, Jish. That was very good. So 470 to 490 is ridiculous. That's pretty close, considering how much the points can spread.
And Kat and Jish seemed very evenly matched as far as skill level. Like, it was very close the entire time.
In this, yes, for sure. On paper, it just says the higher score. Like, I think Kat's overall max PB, like, she just walked off, but I think it was something like 440,000 or something. So Jish is a little bit higher, like 630. But on this particular little match, like, it was extremely, extremely close, because the point spread originally was 320 to like 370 and like 370 to 390, and then at some point you both had 400,000, and then obviously it ended at 490 to 470. So
Actually, a really kind of decent job of clearing there from... Like, that was... I thought that was pretty decent.
yeah, no, I think so too.
Really should not say anything.
Yeah, that as well.
It was neck and neck the entire time, Jish.
Of course. I believe everything that Burst says always 100% of the time. Like, he's the true champion today.
I mean, would Burst ever lie to us?
No, never. He's not capable of being immoral or weird or anything. Well, as we also wind down, definitely go check out Wall. Good guy! I like him a lot. He's always on par with wanting to help out with doing stuff like this on our little channel. So I appreciate the commentary.
I love doing commentary like this. It's a ton of fun.
We have a very small list of people, like Kat and I, that we just immediately go to if everybody wants to help out. Because we have General Andrews, which is also in the chat. And we have Sidetracked, which is not in the chat. He's actually weirdly on vacation or something right now. He told us that he was not going to be around this weekend. Yeah. No, he was going somewhere. Which we have to use this little arcade monthly Tetris thing to talk about Sidetracked's personal life. But anyway, Sidetracked, Wolverinium, General Andrews. Like, that's our little list of people where it's like, if we want help with commentary for something, we'll reach out. So it's nice, and there's obviously more people there too, but it's just kind of like universal kind of like commentary.
I super enjoyed when Andrews and I commentated G&G not knowing the game.
Yeah, no, it was always fun. So Mike finishes the day with 131,000, or 131,000 even. 131,000, that was dumb. So that was only 20,000 off of his high score. That's pretty good, I feel.
Pretty good.
Yeah. From all the little sessions that I had, it was not easy. Actually, that's a good
Slow
question.
run record for longest game of Tetris.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. That would be interesting to see if there was one. So yeah, that's our leaderboard, guys. Jish wins, so congratulations again, Jish. Yep, you did everything correct, Mike. You keep going on the last game, and then after the timer's done, that's it. So that was your final one, and that was, yeah. So Jish with 493, Kat with 476, and then Mike finished with 131. And then Aries, who was supposed to show up, technically finished with 0. So, not sure what happened to Aries, but that's okay.
Hey, MacGyver, not last.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
By default.
You always beat a forfeit, so.
So I think...
Exactly. Third place. And don't tell anybody how many people were involved. Again, yes. Dave and I, top 20 in his Tetris score attack event. Don't tell people there were under 20 participants. Just
everyone,
top 20.
Dude, that's right. Everyone today was top 3 technically. You're all winners. You get the participation ribbon. Oh, there you go. That's really funny. Technically, yeah, exactly. Technically, Mike did it, man. He's top 3. Doesn't matter if the other guy didn't show up. We're not sure where Aries went, but Aries is... You know what? We should shout out Aries too. Aries is a really good guy. So he's extremely good at Tetris. You wouldn't have seen that obviously today, but he's a really fun guy too. And... Oops, that's not correct. Okay, sure, man. I wrote dragon, not tiger.
Dragon?
Yeah, so I don't know who Aries Fire Dragon is. I like how you can't cancel that. Like, thank you. We meant tiger, not dragon. Aries Fire Kangaroo. Aries Fire Dog.
Cycle through a bunch of animals before you get to tiger.
I know, that was dumb.
And now I'm not even typing the word shout out, I'm just typing.
Aries Water Turtle. Zodiac. Cool. And thank you guys for taking part. Shout out Aries, and then I guess that's it for us. But
Thank you, Dave, for hosting this. I had a ton of fun commentating.
We like it's really fun for sure. So thank you guys for also taking part. We do this thing on our little arcade channel, which is still growing for sure. But if anybody wants to check it out, that's our little arcade channel. And we do mostly offline score attack stuff. Like if we're ever streaming there, it's usually just Cat or I trying to do something online. But it's like this particular month is Penguin Wars for Game Boy, which I don't know, probably not going to be as popular as Tetris last month. Just saying that. But honestly, it's fun. And we didn't really, when we set up the arcade channel, have any idea, like, we didn't want it to be like an online thing. So it's nice to see kind of like these online events, and I'm glad you guys took part in it, because it's definitely fun. We're used to doing online stuff more than offline stuff. But there is Ares, proper one this time. Not Ares
I went ahead and did it just to make sure it was right.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you guys, and I think that's probably it for us. So definitely go check out everyone that took part. Really good people. Without them, none of this stuff exists, right?
And check out that Junkyard Dave dude, if you're not already.
Maybe me too. Yeah, thank you guys, and I don't know what we'll do here, so I can go like this for you all. Yeah, so we can figure out somewhere to go real quick, and then I guess that's it for us.
Alright, thanks again, everybody.
Thank you again for your help, sir.
Time, Dave.
Do we go to Evo? Actually, are you still gonna stream just your mic? One of you guys? Because we'll go to you first, I think. If not, then no worries about it.
What about that Ares Fire Dragon person? Did they stream?
If he was on, I would rate him, sure.
Raid a random person like, we're raiding you because of a mistype, but how you doing?